100 years ago, most people diagnosed with diabetes were essentially sentenced to death. Only a diet without carbohydrate could prolong life with diabetes. So people died from either diabetes or starvation within a few years. The discovery of insulin in 1921 was therefore a miracle that transformed diabetes from a killer disease to a disease of the living. This miracle coincidentally made Denmark a centre for developing the treatment of diabetes. This all started with August Krogh, a Danish physiologist.
Krogh fik Nobelprisen i 1920, og i den anledning blev han indbudt til at holde en foredragsrække på østkysten i USA. Han kom ikke afsted på den tur før efter et par år, fordi hans kone var blevet syg.
Marie Krogh had developed diabetes, but she was healthy enough to accompany August on his trip in 1922. At a private dinner in Boston, diabetes specialist Elliot P. Jocelyn told Marie that researchers at the University of Toronto had isolated insulin from the pancreas of dogs and could use it to treat people with diabetes.
Så hun overtaler August til at skrive til Toronto til den professor, der sidder der, som hedder MacLeod, og som Krogh kender jo ganske udmærket. De er inden for det samme fag, og de har mødtes tidligere til kongresser osv.
August Krogh's reputation as a researcher undoubtedly helped him to secure the rights to develop and produce insulin in Scandinavia. Marie, who was a doctor and researcher, had already taken further action before they returned to Denmark.
Marie var sådan en organisator, og ikke nok, altså dels så skaber hun så forbindelsen, eller får ham til at tage til Toronto, dels skriver hun faktisk meget tidligt til sin læge i Danmark, Heerdorn, at nu findes det her stof, og det tror jeg, min mand vil komme med hjem med det, og det tror jeg, de vil være interesseret i.
August Krogh was a scientist, whereas Hans Christian Heerdorn was a young, ambitious doctor. He treated patients and knew something about diabetes.
Men penge havde de jo ikke noget af, så de var nødt til at finde en eller anden, der kunne skyde penge i det, og som vidste noget om at masseproducere medicin og sælge det. Og derfor får de fat i August Kongsted, som er på det tidspunkt apoteker i København på Løve Apotek, men samtidig er ved at starte en medicinalfabrik op ved siden af.
Kongsted owned Løvens Kemiskfabrik, now Leo Pharma, and the three men went on to create the foundation behind Denmark's first insulin company, Nordisk Insulin Laboratorium, which has now become Novo Nordisk.
De kommer meget hurtigt i gang, og takket være formentlig Kroghs dygtighed til at fremstille rent og standardiseret insulin, så går der ikke 3 måneder, der går lige nøjagtigt 3 måneder, fra de er kommet hjem, til at de skal give den første patient insulin.
In March 1923, Heerdorn and August Krogh had produced so much insulin that they could begin treating people. Heerdorn worked at a Copenhagen City hospital that admitted people with diabetes, often very ill.
Heerdorn har den første insulin, så snakker han med sin chef, om han må få lov at give det her stof. Og så finder overlægen en meget, meget dårlig diabetiker, som må forventes at dø.
They administered the insulin, and it worked as intended, reducing the very high blood sugar. Regrettably, the person was very ill and did not survive. But August Krogh and Heerdorn had demonstrated that the insulin had worked well.
Så man kan sige, at beklageligvis døde deres første patient. Det kunne de næsten ikke gøre for. Ugen efter begynder de så at behandle, og de næste 6 patienter klarer sig udmærket og lever i mange år bagefter og bliver Heerdorns patienter og så videre. Så det viser altså succesen allerede på det tidspunkt.
The task of producing insulin rapidly became so huge that Heerdorn could not manage his job at the city hospital. He resigned and could therefore no longer monitor whether the insulin worked properly.
At han ikke kan komme til at behandle patienter og følge dem, lægger jo op til, at han i 32 etablerer et hospital til diabetesbehandling. Det som han så called Niels Steensens Hospital.
Niels Steensens Hospital became Denmark's first diabetes hospital and one predecessor of the Steno Diabetes Center. Insulin also saved Marie Krogh. She lived and carried out research with August Krogh until she died of cancer at the age of 69. In 1924, the year after the insulin venture started, Nordisk Insulinlaboratorium lost 2 key employees. Heyerdahl did not see eye to eye with his operations supervisor, Thorvald Pedersen. Heyerdahl fired Thorvald. His brother, Harald, a machinist working for August Krogh, quit in protest. The brothers founded Novo Therapeutisk Laboratorium, initiating one of the longest corporate rivalries in Denmark, Novo versus Nordisk.